Oh, so here is a little bit of a recap for Murphy's first day. I didn't really film us working on walking skills or our recap of bonding or training session in the training room. I specifically filmed yard behaviors and kind of self-regulation pieces. So this is where you can see Murphy coming in. He's excited to see everyone. A lot of this is going to be call and response. So Murphy, he has to come over, he gets pets, and then, okay, cool, go explore. Now, you'll notice that I never stop moving. I'm always watching not only him, but the other dogs. He is definitely in the high active play group, and so I'm trying to help manage the dogs around him as well as his behavior and helping him self-regulate. The staff member, so right there, he's coming in for tackles. So that's where it's an let's go do this instead, and let's walk. So I'm actively asking him to do something and redirect him. It's kind of like teaching him, hey, instead of this, let's do this instead. So right there, he got rewarded. Good boy. There are a couple funny moments in this video for you, especially when we move to the inside yard. You can see where he just is a goofball and does really well, especially communicating play really well. Kind of what we initially spoke about, he's really struggling with impulse. So when he gets overly excited, it's, oh my gosh, he's going from 0 to 120. So it's teaching him how to kind of throttle and not go to 0 to 60 in a measured process than 0 to 120. So I'm asking Murphy right here for a sit. He tried to jump up. I give him removed my attention. He went to Derek, was like, hey, the other staff member, hey, I want to say hi. He did get me a little bit of like a lick, not like might get me. He like did a full on face lick when I went down to give him pets. But that's where I removed my attention. As soon as I removed my attention, he goes to the other dog or the other human to get that attention. So it's like he's trying, he just doesn't know how to ask appropriately. And we were able to start working on this. Now, this is when we're on the inside, and he is kind of more engaged with me. We've been working on behaviors on and off, and he's sitting really well. He's focusing really well. He tolerates other dogs kind of pushing him and jumping into his face. But again, right there, he was like, I want to say hi. And it's, nope, you remove the attention. Now, right here, you can see him do a belly flop and roll on the ground. We had just mopped up in the room, and he's laying right next to where it's dry. So he wasn't rolling in the cleaning solution, but he was just being goofy. So I gave him some pets, but he did really well with the dogs walking around him, past him, sniffing him. This was great behavior. So I wanted to highlight that he has really spectacular moments when he's in the daycare yard. Here's one of them. Now here's where I'm going to call him to me. He's all the dogs are up by the door. So I'm going to call him. There he is. He comes, he gets a big reward, and yeah, we did it. Now, I'm not using treats. I'm just using verbal praise and attention. He really, really, really thrives off of human attention. Now, I also kept this in here. So he is laying on the ground. It's called handicapping. He's handicapping himself and playing with other dogs. It's 100% what we want to see. We want to see a give and take when they play with other dogs. This is phenomenal behavior in the daycare yard. Now, where it gets tricky is if an other dog tries to push one or the others. So that's where I'm slowly doing circles around them to help him still have continued success, because as you can see, they're both rolling on the ground. This is wonderful for Murphy, and it's good regulation on his capacity. Now right here, I'm going to call him out, say, hey, Murph, because he's starting to get a little too pushy. He's starting to get a little too sniffy with the other dog. He needs to let go a little bit. So that's where he jumped up. He wanted to play. I just used my body to pressure him a little bit, and he flopped back down on the ground. The self-regulation piece that he needs isn't big corrections. It's just consistently saying, hey, focus, hey, focus, hey, focus. I mean, being for day one, he did really well. And he engages in communication well. And especially with getting his brain to focus on what he needs to do, we have success with it. Now right here is where we did some leash work. So I was just working on tension release as they were taking dogs out of the daycare yard. Excuse me. Here we were working on some treat rewards. Nash, this other dog, was very like, hey, I want attention too. So I used Nash as a distraction to see if I could get Murphy. How would Murphy handle the tolerance? How would he handle another dog kind of being up in a space and pushing for that attention? And he ignored him for the most part, which was beautiful. So it was a good first day. I'm excited to kind of kick the hornet's nest a little bit and see where his triggers are to really get those responses. We'd worked on some self-regulation in the office. We worked on some leash work. He's definitely a stubborn little dog, but we will work through it to where he's like, ooh, I want to engage with humans. This is how I get attention, which we'll definitely get there.